I started having a headache that lasted about 2 months. It felt like somebody had a drill drilling into the top and the side of my head when my headaches were occurring.
Maria, we're about to start it. Are you ready?
There were lots of labs, lots of blood draws, going to the doctor 2-3 times a week. He scheduled the MRI, and the results from the MRI said that I had a brain tumor. At that time, I was thinking, is this cancerous? Am I gonna die? Am I not gonna be there for Mila? I just didn't want to not be there for my daughter. And she's the only thing that kind of kept me going for a long time. Mila is an amazing little girl. She is so full of life. She is funny. She's goofy. She's so smart. With surgery, the recovery time was about 6 to 7 weeks. So that meant I wouldn't be working. I wasn't allowed to drive. So I couldn't pick her up from school. Through United Way and Cornerstone, they made my recovery for surgery so much easier. They awarded my daughter a scholarship for tuition for the time that I was in recovery. It was really important to keep that transition smooth for her. It was like, yes, my life was already being disrupted, but there was no reason for hers to be disrupted. They're stepping in, they're teaching her, they're feeding her, they're caring for her. That was a big stressor lifted that, okay, that's one thing I don't have to worry about right now. When Mila was born, I wanted to change my life, and I knew education would be the most important, and I wanted to show her how important education was. So through all of it, I just had to keep pushing. Just finished my graduate program in criminal justice administration. I eventually want to go ahead and get my doctorate in psychology. I want to help people. You know, I've been helped in my life, and I think it's just good to pass it on. She's one of the reasons that, I fought to get to where I am, even through the brain surgery, through school. She's my world. Like, my job is to protect her and love her and teach her. And I would do that to make sure that she becomes the best person she can ever be.
We definitely wanted kids. We found out we were pregnant, we were ecstatic. We had a beautiful baby boy. I got to hold him and just smile from ear to ear, can't stop smiling. We go for a 2-week hearing test. So they did a series of beeps. They were super loud. He didn't even flinch. He didn't do anything. So I knew at that point that he couldn't hear. I felt awful. I felt lost, felt devastated as a mom that I had done something wrong, or, like, why can't he hear? That's just the question you have, is why? We knew he needed help, so we were told that cochlear implants would probably be the only thing that would help him hear. It's a 10-hour surgery. We decided to do both ears at the same time. It was the longest 10 hours of my life. They hook him up and do a testing on him to activate the implants. Levi was saying, "Hi, buddy, it's Dad." And he started crying, and Keegan started crying. He can hear. And it's awesome that I can say, get your dad, it's time to eat. And he can go get his dad and come right in to eat. Right now, it's important for him to have schooling and to learn how to use his equipment that he's going to have for a lifetime. And Keegan got the help he needed through CID and United Way. They've been my lifeline. He's made huge leaps and bounds. He can communicate his feelings, he can communicate what he wants, he can tell me what's wrong, he can now put that all into words. I obviously want him to do the best he can in life and do what he wants to do and not have any limitations because he's deaf. He can do things that every other little kid can do, whether he has his implants on or not. I tell him every day how proud I am of him and how hard he works. He can get up now and say, "Mom, I love you," and that's just heart-melting.
Running means a lot to me. It's a big outlet for me. When I'm running, nothing else matters. It's just literally me and the track. A lot of the time, I just tell myself, just get out there and run. Just run. I didn't have a good childhood growing up. I was in and out of foster homes a lot of my life. Thinking back on it, like a lot of just abandonment comes up. Just feeling like something was wrong with me. Feeling really lonely and that it was like my fault. My mother, she used to go out at night and she still was a big drug person, but she used to sell them more than she did them. So it was like a nightly thing and we knew where she was going. She would just be back in the morning before we woke up. But this time she didn't come home, so my sister filed a police report and eventually they ended up finding my mom like a couple blocks away from the house in her car. She was shot in the head. Someone killed her and left her in her car. This happened when I was 12 years old. After my mother passed away, I moved with my sister to Texas. After a couple years, that situation didn't go so well, and so I moved back to St. Louis, back in with my father. And then he started getting verbally abusive to me. And so at that point, I was like, it's time to go. I didn't have anything else to do or anywhere else to go. And that's when my counselor at the time got me in contact with Youth in Need. I stayed with them the rest of my senior high school. They provided me a lot of comfort, really, that I didn't have in other places. It was just them loving me. It made me feel secure. It made me feel like I had purpose. If it wasn't for United Way and Youth in Need, I honestly believe I would have become a statistic. The people around me really helped telling me like that that's not who you're going to be. I'm not my circumstances. The progress that I have made is big. Now I'm a junior in college and I'm on a track scholarship. It's like I have a clear sense of where I want to be and like the path that I need to be on. So I'm gonna keep striving. It'll hurt a lot of the time. And a lot of the time you won't feel like you can get back up and you just want to quit. But you can't. You can't quit. Because like the feeling that you get when you cross the finish line is like the best thing ever. Because of you, my daughter didn't miss a beat, even though I did.
Because of you, I got the help I needed to keep my dreams alive.
You helped change my son's life. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.